Okay. Welcome back, man. It's Player Partner IQ, man. And I just literally finished hearing the new YoungBoy album. Usually I do these reactions or reviews live, and we listen to the record together. But I figured I'd do it a different way to really like sit down and really intricately, is that the right word? Intricately break it down. First thing I want to say is I love the cover. It definitely reminds me of an old Hot Boys, Cash Money, Master P, No Limit cover. Like, even though you can see on the cover, he's holding a YoungBoy, his label chain, he's holding a Rich Gang chain, which Birdman, okay? So I knew this was kind of going to be like a collab or something like that. Surprisingly, he only had one feature on it. There's only one feature on the whole project. Let's talk about the music and the bars and the flow. It wasn't really nothing too much different. The only thing that was like a little different in it was these songs, I don't know if he made them all at once, which I don't think he did, just by judging how some of them faded out too quick, like it was an open verse and nobody finished it, or maybe he did, I don't know. I'm just saying, the only thing is I heard where he was doing the New Orleans influence, like he was talking about Soulja Slim. He was bringing up certain names and some old Calio projects and Magnolia, and he did the Juvenile, badass beans, huh? What song was that? I can't remember. But he definitely did that. You know what I'm saying? You could tell an influence. This was his New Orleans, this was his ode, or his, you know what I mean, his representation of what New Orleans mean to him, his dedication to New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? Being that he's from Baton Rouge, he ain't from he's from Louisiana, but he's not from New Orleans. Two different places, for those who don't know. Like, YoungBoy is not from New Orleans, where Lil Wayne are from. They close. They got a lot of good, similar culture, a lot of good shit in common. But yeah, it was pretty dope. It was only 9 tracks on it. Pretty much the same type of YoungBoy production. Those type of YoungBoy beats. The same. I didn't really hear nothing. He didn't go crazy. He didn't go nowhere crazy with the flow. I just heard him making a lot of New Orleans references and like doing like little reference flows, and you know what I mean? But he still overall kept his maintain about 80% of the time, or let's say 85 to 90% of the time, he kept his regular YoungBoy flow. But even the other percentage, he really kept the same flow, but he just was kind of mimicking New Orleans type. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. If you know Juvenile, if you know Soulja Slim, if you're familiar with these artists. I mean, it was it didn't blow me away. It didn't blow me away. I didn't really hear a super standout. I say that like the first track, Back on My Feet, that was hard. Pimping that bitch. Pimping the bitches? No, Pimping That Bitch. Pimping That Bitch was a hard one too. Same time though, it was typical YoungBoy, you know what I'm saying? But he sprinkled a little bit of New Orleans in that motherfucker. If you know the culture, you know. The one feature he had was a track called Amped Up. And guess who was featured on there? Boosie, old producer. Mouse on the track, and Mouse is on. I think Mouse actually made the beat, but Mouse rapped on there too. So that one was pretty cool. What else? Oh, he had another one. Chop on My Shoulder. Chop on My Shoulder might be my first, the first one I heard that was like, it's kind of stood out, and even though it didn't stand out to the sense of it was so like eccentric and he did something so different, it stood out just for a YoungBoy, you know. I was like, okay, this shit right here, one of them ones, that Chop on My Shoulder. Relatively, the songs was pretty quick, like 2 minutes, and I think one might have been 3 minutes, but I don't think so. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if he pre-recorded these or, you know, if he all cooked these up at the same time. But you can definitely hear the New Orleans, Birdman, Cash Money, Master P, that real influence. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was cool. It wasn't like no song. It wasn't one song that made me want to be like, turn this shit off. This shit is whack. We'll go to the next one. But overall, even for YoungBoy, out of 10, I get this project, because it was more like, it was an EP, I guess, because it wasn't even 10 songs. It was like 9 songs. I give it an 8. I give it an 8 out of 10 for YoungBoy. It was YoungBoy. It was YoungBoy. This sounded like YoungBoy if he was born in Baton Rouge and then he moved to New Orleans, like when he was 16 or 17. Like he only been on New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't there his whole life. You could tell the influence, like, you know. But nevertheless, this is a pretty dope body of work. I can't really say nothing. I mean, if you listen to YoungBoy, like I'm not a diehard YoungBoy fan, but for those who know, you're definitely gonna get the YoungBoy you want, and you're gonna get like a couple other little references for the old heads, I guess, if that makes sense. New Orleans, Soulja Slim, and he was mentioning a lot of shit and doing the juvenile Han flow and shit like that or whatever. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I think 8 out of 10. And keep in mind, this is his third album in 2 months, maybe a little over 2 months, but basically third album in 2 months. Yeah, man. One, I think, and other people say, oh, it was another thing he said. He said on one of them records, he said, I ain't no modern day Tupac. I'm AI YoungBoy. So he said by him saying that, he like, niggas stop comparing him. He ain't fucking with niggas comparing him to Tupac. So that's kind of like, you know, most people like, oh, Tupac, you compare me? He like, nah. But, you know, I think at this point, YoungBoy is like an anti-type nigga. Whatever everybody care about and doing, he gonna make sure he don't get no fuck about that and let you know. You know what I'm saying? Even if, I'm not saying he's just doing it just for that, but it just seemed like that. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, he's an anti-nigga. Like, you know what I mean? He's anti-establishment or whatever. But y'all let me know what y'all think if y'all heard the album. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'm gone. Yeah. Hold on. I don't know how, but it wasn't 9 tracks on there. It was 13. I missed them motherfuckers. But I listened to him just now. And actually, that was the best part of his album. The very last 4 songs. Damn, how did I miss that? So he had one produced by Weezy. It's called More Weezy, but it was so-so. I think Pushin P, I'd rather hear Nav over a Weezy beat, but he didn't do too bad, YoungBoy. But shout out to YoungBoy for at least trying to like put a different type of, you know, vibe. You know what I mean? Because you know Weezy make different type of beats than the beats he rap on. And then I think my favorite one. Now I renege on those shit. I'm sorry, y'all, but I had to give it to y'all raw. The shit with Shy Glizzy, that song with Shy Glizzy is hard. I'm going to tell you why the song is hard. Because it's called, hold on. It's called Hard. Yeah, the song is called Hard. But both of them with them high-pitched voices, oh, man. I would like after hearing the Shy Glizzy and YoungBoy song, I don't know if they ever made one before, because like I said, I'm not, if they have, put it below in the comments. But from that one I just heard the first time, them niggas need to make an album together. Straight up. They both have them high-pitched voices, and they both spitting how they, like, spitting that real shit. And then another surprise on there at the end was E40. Like, who A&R this shit? Or was he had a joint called Thug Nigga with E40, and both of them killed it. Shout out 40 Water. You already know. If you know, you know. Shout out 40 Water, man. He killed it. And that little thing, the thing that E40 did with his voice at the end of his verse, it would have been with like he did this. You gotta go listen to Thug Nigga, NBA YoungBoy, E40. E40 did this thing at the end with his voice where he kind of like I don't know, he spit it like a different way. Like that shit was fire, I ain't gonna lie. And then he finished it off with a track called With Us, basically like War With Us type vibe, like, you know, just to put the icing on the cake or whatever. Was that one sounded basically like a YoungBoy track. But I was wrong. I'm sorry. I had to make sure I corrected that. But I meant everything I said in the beginning. But I'm just saying, overall, like I said, man, hearing them 4 now, that Shy Glizzy track made it at 8.5. Damn, but he got the E40 too. So is it a 9 out of 10? No, it's an 8.5. It's an 8.5 because that was a majority of the album, but it still was a good album overall. And now for real, I'm out of here this time. Y'all let me know what y'all think really in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm smoking gas, feel like I cute. Feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. I feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. Yeah. I feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. Yeah. I feel like I cute. I'm sipping that red solo like I cute. Yeah, I got all these bitches